Hi, in this video we will try to create from zero an invoice template. For this we will have two sheets. First one we'll name invoice, and the second we'll give the customers, and I will add another one, name registered invoices. So we will create the basic invoice because we will win some spaces and will be more simple to read. Let's put in the top left a simple symbol. So insert, I'm going to add illustrations, and let's add shape. We'll put oval, okay, and we'll name it simple logo. Okay, so this is our company logo that will appear on our invoice on the top left. Then all the informations from this invoice will be random created, so no real info. We'll write here, let's say, invoice, also on the left. Then we have series, let's say here will be IE, and then we got a number, so here is the number of invoice. Good. Sure thing is that any invoice will have an invoice date. So invoice date will be always today. Okay, and on the right side we have, let's say, due date, and we'll come back to this cell. Good. Now we have the head of our invoice. We want to add information about our company, which is the supplier, and information about client. And let's say customer. Now we will simply select a border for down, okay, and here we'll write company sample. This is our name. Then we have a VAT, and we'll put nothing, and then another details regarding address, city, and country. Now we have some basic information regarding supplier. And now we'll focus on our customer or client region, where we must create a mini database, let's say. And for this, let me make some place to be more readable. Okay, and also I will decrease a little this font, and I will select the row A to be on, let's try with 17. Good. And here we will have the details regarding our products. Let's put another border, and here we have the number of product, and we have product or service, and then we have quantity, and then let's say amount. Good. I'll try to copy format of those and make a little bit more readable. Okay. Now let's try to exclude our grid, and for this we'll select, or we can be on any other cell and going to view and uncheck grid lines. So in this way we have many, let's say, more readable image. Good. Let's create some customers. So we have name, we have address, city and country, and for sure we need a VAT code. Okay, let's start create some customers. Customer 1, so we have 3 customers. Address, let's say 123 Street, and then we'll increase. On the VAT we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll change manually. Ten, 10, 10. Let's say city will take New York, Paris, and let's say Dubai. Here it's USA, then we have France, then we have United Arab Emirates. Good. Now I will let this sheet, and I will come back to the third one, where we must, that sheet we will use in the future after we will issue some invoices. So now we'll start to use some functions that we learn in our course. First of all, we need to create the customer drop down. So for this I will select this cell, so F6, where we have the customer info. I'm going to data tab, data tools, data validation, select list, and on the source I'm going to select the customers from customers sheet. Click OK, and now we have them here. Good. On the VAT, and let's put the same thing here. We will have let's choose one, customer one. We'll make it on the bold, so on the home, or you can press Ctrl B. Okay. So VAT, we must bring the VAT address, city and country based on our customer name. And for this we're gonna use if, error and VLOOKUP functions. We'll combine them in this way. Equal if error, the first argument of our function will be a VLOOKUP based on our customer name, so that means cell F6. We were looking in the customers sheet, and I will select all the columns. So now we want to have the VAT code, which is on the C column, that means number 3. Then I want the exactly value, and I close the brackets for VLOOKUP function, and I will write the last argument of our if error function. So in case we will got an error, that means customer will not exist in our table, we want to have a blank cell. So close the brackets and hit enter. Now we have the VAT here, and we'll do the same for address, city and country, but for sure we will change the reference. So equal if error, then the first argument of our if error function will be the VLOOKUP function F6. Select the table. Now I need the address, so will be second column, exactly match, so 0, and if not, we want to be blank. For city, if error, F6 going to, VLOOKUP F6, table array will be this time column D, so the fourth, exactly match and blank if error, and the same for country. If error, VLOOKUP F6 going to customers table, and is the last column, so number 5, and the same blank if we got an error. In this way we avoid to have not applicable error in our template. So if we just open the file and we didn't select any customers, we don't want to have error here. That's why we use if error instead of if, or direct VLOOKUP, because if we, let me show you, if we'll keep only the VLOOKUP function, now we got an error, so it's not so readable. I'm going to undo, and now we are clear. So we used some functions for our customers, and as you can see here, there is a bigger value, that's why cannot be displayed. It's another error, but we can decrease the font, so we got the code. Now The next function that we will use, we try to calculate and add in our customers table a payment term. Let's say customer 1 got 30 days, then 15 and 7. Now for due date we will use also an if error combined with difference between payment term and invoice date. Let's write the formula. So due date will combine also with VLOOKUP because we want to bring the payment term from here. So equal if error to maintain the clear image of our file. So here we have the first argument VLOOKUP F6. I will bring the last column, so number 6. I close the brackets and then if error, we want to have blank. So basically in this moment, if we hit enter, we just bring the payment term from our customers table, but in this cell I want to have exactly the due date. That means 22nd June plus 7 days, so we should got 29 June 2020. So for this I will keep the formula and I will add in front D3 plus. So here we go. And if I erase this one, we got here an error, so that's why we must put an if function. The logical test will be our earlier function, and value is true. Let me copy. So if F6 different by blank, we'll have this. If not, give me the blank. Let's see what we have. So no due date because we don't have customer, and if we add 1, we have 22nd July because first customer got 30 days. If we got customer 2, we have 7 July because he has 15 days, and also customer 3 7 days, so we are clear. So for due date we use a combination, we combine if error, VLOOKUP and if function. Good. Let's see how can we deal with the product. Here things are simple because we just put service, quantity 1 and amount just manually. We don't want to make it complicated. We keep it simple because anyway we don't have too many space, but you can play as you wish and you can add more formulas. So the most important thing that we need to finish in our template is the number cell. because the number must be generally put manually or automatically based on some values. So let's try to think and go to register the invoice, and we only create a table with some numbers. Let's say that our number is 001, because we estimate we will have 100 of invoices, and as you can see, 0 disappear, so I will put a quote in front, 001, 002. Let's say that these invoices were issued. And now I'm going to create a formula. So let's say if max of our registered invoice column A, okay, we'll close the brackets and say it's less than 99, we want to have, I will put on the quote, a concatenate between 00 and maximum of our cells plus 1. Okay, and if no, I want to have only one 0 between, here it's upper cell, so 0 and maximum from our cell plus 1. Let's see what we have in this moment. So it's number 001. And now if I will erase this one and only put the number format, you'll see that the number of invoice change. So the next invoice will have number 3 because we already register number 1 and number 2. So now we have a simple invoice template, and can be very useful when you want to issue invoice to your customers.